everyone, I'm Lian, and welcome to our educational vlog. Have you ever experienced the ground shaking beneath your feet? Were you well prepared for it? Well, whatever your answer is, we're going to talk about it. The shaking ground you experience is called an earthquake. But first, what exactly is an earthquake? An earthquake is a sudden and violent shaking of the ground. It is a natural disaster that you cannot predict. Since we can't predict when an earthquake will strike, it's important to always be prepared. Now, let's talk about what you should do before, during, and after an earthquake. Before an earthquake, create an earthquake safety plan. The first step to being prepared for an earthquake is to create a safety plan with your loved ones, including your pets. Make sure everyone in your family knows what to do in case of an earthquake. Identify safe places in your home. Take some time to identify safe places in each room of your home where you can take cover if there are limited exits in your area. Know how to shut off utilities. Before an earthquake, familiarize yourself with how to turn off your water, gas, and appliances to prevent further damage. During an earthquake, when an earthquake strikes, remember to duck under a strong table or other protection, cover your head with your hands or other objects, and hold that position until it's safe to move. Stay indoors if you're inside. Move away from windows, glass, and anything that could fall. If you're outside, move to an open area away from buildings, trees, street lights, and utility wires. After an earthquake, be prepared for aftershocks. After an earthquake happens, be prepared for aftershocks, which can cause further damage. Check yourselves and others for injuries. There may be cases where someone is injured by falling objects, so it's important to check yourself and those around you for any injuries. Inspect your home. Check water, gas, and electrical lines for damage. Contact loved ones. Check to see if they're okay. Provide them with any necessary information and let them know that you are safe.
Yes, I'm okay. Hi guys, it's Joanna, and today we're wrapping up our earthquake safety talk by discussing the importance of having go bags ready for emergencies. But what exactly is a go bag? Well, a go bag is basically a survival kit packed with all the essentials you need in this case of an emergency. Check out this one, provided by our Mayor Vico Soto. Now let's see what's inside. So here we have a first aid kit and the other emergency kits in this Ziploc bag. So in this first aid kit we have cotton balls, band-aids, gauze pads, some medical tape, more gauze bandages, and some alcohol pads, gauze sponges, more bandages, there's povidone iodine, some more bandages, some scissors, and some family disaster prepared booklets, and another gauze sponge. Now in this Ziploc, we have a neon light stick, hand pressing flashlights, and emergency thermal blanket. I think that's all. No, wait, there's one. To be honest, I don't really know what this is, so yeah, I guess. So all of these items are super important for an emergency. So move to Pasig now to get some free go bags. Joke lang. So anyways, that's all.
Now it's time for interviews.
Hello, I am Timothy Jan G. Servidad and I am interviewing my tito. What was the strongest earthquake magnitude did you experience?
So far, I've experienced 3 earthquakes including the July 16, 1990. Since the exactly 34 years ago, a 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck the island of Luzon, Philippines.
What advice can you give to our PCAians or other people in case of an earthquake in the school?
Go to an open area away from trees and buildings. Once in the open, get down low and stay there until the shaking stops. Or cover your head and neck with your arms if a sturdy table or desk is nearby. Be prepared for aftershocks. Listen to the radio or televisions for information from authorities.
And I am interviewing my mother. What will you do if an earthquake happens in your area?
If it happens and I'm inside the building, I will go under the table and hold on to it. So I will drop, cover, and hold. If it happens while I'm outside the building, I will go away from trees, telephone poles, and buildings.
Do you think you are prepared and educated enough for an earthquake?
Since we never know when the earthquake will happen, but the information and education that the government, schools, and companies giving us, I think yes, we are prepared.
Why is it important to have an emergency plan in case of an earthquake?
Emergency plan is very important in every disasters going to happen here in the Philippines. So that this is to minimize loss of lives and to minimize damages.
That's all. Thank you.
Hello, once again, I'm Lian, and we're here to interview my mother. What will you do if an earthquake happens in your area?
If there's an earthquake, I think the first thing that we need to do is to go to the safest place and do the duck cover and hold.
Do you think you are well prepared and educated enough for an earthquake?
Yes, because we already talked about the safest place that we can go.
What was the strongest earthquake magnitude did you experience? Can you share your experience?
Yes, I can still remember that was the earthquake year 1990. I'm not sure what exact year. And I'm still an elementary. So that was the biggest earthquake, which is around 7 point something magnitude. And it's really scary. There's a lot of shouting and crying in the street. It's very unforgettable for everybody, for me, because it's really the first time that we have encountered such an earthquake.
Why is it important to have an emergency plan in case of an earthquake?
It's really important for us to have an emergency plans because it's something that we cannot tell when it will happen. So preparation is really important for us to be safe, to prevent danger, and to save our lives. So it's really, really important, especially for you guys who are kids. Even if you're still a kid, you should know what to do in times of emergency like that.
Lastly, What advice can you give to our PCANs or other people in case of an earthquake?
It's very important to remember, first, not to panic because it won't help us, and also just do the duck cover and hold, and also to help us prepare for it, watch some movies or some clips like this one for us to be reminded on what are the things that we should do, what are the things that we should be preparing, and so that if that happens, we won't be that scared because we know that we are well prepared and we know what to do to save ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Hello everyone, I'm Joanna Claire Ansana and I'm here today to interview my mother about earthquake. What will you do if an earthquake happens in your area?
Okay, you have to find the nearest surface to hide under from any object that can fall on you. And then duck, cover, and hold.
Do you think you are prepared and educated enough for an earthquake?
I think no. I can feel that I'm ready because we don't know when it happened.
What was the strongest earthquake magnitude that you experienced?
I experienced the strongest
Yes.
magnitude. I think it's 7.6. It was 1992. I was in Pampanga at the time. So at that time there are so many buildings that collapsed.
Why is it important to have an emergency plan in case of an earthquake?
An emergency plan is useful just in case things don't go well. It is a matter of safety.
What advice can you give to our PCAs or other people in case of an earthquake in our schools?
I think my advice to PCEans is just calm down, then follow the instruction of the teachers. That's all.
Thank you. I'm here to interview my brother about earthquake. What will you do if an earthquake happens in your area?
First is you have to find the nearest cover, and you have to first duck, cover, and hold, which is something that is taught in most schools. So grab something like a book or a notebook or anything solid, put it over your head, and then duck under the closest cover like a table or a desk.
Do you think you are prepared and educated enough for an earthquake?
Yeah, I personally think I am because earthquake drills are common in most establishments, and growing up I've been taught about how to act when there's an emergency like an earthquake and how to not panic when it comes to situations like those.
What was the strongest earthquake magnitude that you experienced?
I don't remember, but the most recent one maybe was the one that I remember.
Why is it important to have an emergency plan in case of an earthquake?
Because if you don't plan things out, you'll just end up panicking, which causes more problems. If you have an emergency plan, if things go wrong, for example, you're trying to leave your house and something blocks your way, you have an emergency plan so that you can get to safety regardless of what happens.
What advice can you give to our PCANs or other people in case of an earthquake in our schools?
Don't panic, and just don't panic. If you don't panic, that's immediately like 100% of what you need to do. Because if you panic, you can't think properly. But not panicking that allows you to be able to think your actions through and be able to get out of situations like that safer.
Thank you.
Thank you all. That's it for the interviews, and that's pretty much all for the whole video. So, thank you for watching, and we hope you will remember and apply these safety measures if an earthquake happens. Thank you for watching. Bye!
Audio Jungle.